Scorpio. If your eyes landed here, your spirit is already responding to something bigger than thought. You weren't searching for entertainment. You were pulled, softly, instinctively, into this moment by an energy that recognizes your name even when you're silent. And there's a reason for that. Something about this Saturday, November 15th, carries a vibration so precise, so unmistakably connected to your path, that your intuition couldn't ignore it. Your soul has already sensed the shift, even before your mind found words for it. You may have felt it in the past 24 hours, the restlessness, the strange alertness, the heavy clarity pressing against your chest. You may have noticed your dreams growing louder, symbols repeating themselves, memories resurfacing with no logical trigger. These sensations are not random. They are signs that your spirit is preparing for a moment written into your timeline long before you learn to speak fear or hope. Because this Saturday isn't just a date on the calendar. It is a spiritual threshold, a divine checkpoint, a turning of an inner page you've been carrying blank for far too long. It's important to understand that the energy around you now is not chaotic, it's directional. Pluto, your ruling planet, is stirring in a rare pattern. The moon, keeper of emotion and memory, forms a subtle yet powerful conversation with Pluto on Saturday. When these two communicate, the deepest layers of your subconscious open. Truth rises, illusion dissolves. The parts of you you've been avoiding quietly step into the light. That's why your emotions have been amplified. That's why your intuition feels louder than usual. That's why everything inside you feels like it's stretching into a new shape. This is not breakdown. This is preparation. Before going further, there's one truth you must hear gently woven so it doesn't disrupt the emotional current. What you are about to hear is a symbolic reflection, a possible timeline. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, let it drift away like a cloud in the wind. Your intuition will always choose what belongs to you. Now, Scorpio, let's return to the heart of this message. This Saturday marks a point where your choices, internal, emotional, energetic, will hold far more weight than usual. It's a day when manifestation speeds up, when thoughts become magnets, when emotional patterns set the tone for the next chapter. This is why the universe is pushing you to be conscious, because even powerful cosmic alignments can be missed if your energy is scattered. You've been feeling tired not because you're weak, but because your spirit is clearing out frequencies that cannot go with you into what comes next. You've been craving solitude not because you're withdrawing, but because your intuition is recalibrating. You've been emotional because your heart is reorganizing its truth. You've been sensitive because your soul is awake. And all of this is preparing you for Saturday. This day will not just bring clarity. It will amplify everything already unfolding inside you. Your dreams may reveal something. Your intuition may whisper something. A sudden release, a sudden realization, a sudden understanding may rise like a wave. But this is not danger, this is destiny. It's the moment where the universe asks you to shift into alignment, not through force, but through awareness. On Saturday, you may wake up feeling a strange pull, a feeling that something about the day is significant, even if nothing outward seems unusual. Your body may feel heavy or light. Your chest may feel warm. You may find yourself pausing more, thinking slowly, listening deeper. This is your soul adjusting to a doorway. And Scorpio, you are meant to walk through it. But transformation, especially yours, is delicate. It requires attention, clarity, and a stable inner foundation. If you move unconsciously, old patterns can sabotage new blessings. Destiny doesn't fall apart because of enemies. It falls apart because of repeated cycles. And Saturday is a day where those cycles might try to reappear, not to trap you, but to confirm you've outgrown them. The universe tests alignment not to punish you, but to prove you're ready. This is exactly why there are 7 things you must not do, 7 subtle mistakes that could pull you off the frequency your blessings are trying to reach. We will explore them fully in the next section, but first, you need to understand the emotional depth of this moment. Saturday is a mirror. It will show you who you've been and who you're ready to become. You may experience sudden clarity, an inner yes or inner no that feels undeniable. You may suddenly see someone's true intentions. You may feel pulled to disconnect from a situation you've outgrown. You may notice signs everywhere, numbers, colors, déjà vu moments, and none of these should be ignored. On Saturday, ignoring signs is the same as declining them. But here's the part I want you to hold on to. Saturday is not coming to test your strength. It is coming to reveal it. You have survived portals that would have broken other people. You've carried grief that never received acknowledgement. You've healed without applause. You've rebuilt without anyone noticing. You've cried silently, forgiven quietly, endured gracefully. And this Saturday begins the return of everything you thought the universe forgot, not as reward, as restoration. Old opportunities returning in new ways, unexpected gratitude, a message that reveals truth, a realization that frees you, a shift in your financial or emotional path, a moment of love, a moment of clarity, a moment of release. Something is coming, and Saturday is the first door. But doors only open when the soul is steady. And that steadiness comes from avoiding the patterns that drain you, confuse you, or pull you backward. That steadiness comes from recognizing your own power before someone else validates it. That steadiness comes from refusing to shrink for the comfort of others. Scorpio, you are crossing into a timeline shaped by everything you've learned in the quiet: patience, intuition, surrender, courage, emotional intelligence, spiritual trust. And Saturday asks you to step into that version of yourself fully, without hesitation. Because once this shift begins, your life will not return to what it was. It will rise. Scorpio, if you're still here, it means your soul is already leaning forward, listening with a depth beyond the mind. It means you're ready for the truth about Saturday, ready for what the universe is positioning you for. And as we step deeper into this message, let the words resonate not as instruction, but as recognition. You already know these truths. You felt them long before you heard them. Now we talk about the 7 things you must avoid, not as rules, not as fear, but as spiritual guardrails protecting the blessing forming around you. The first thing you must not do is doubt your intuition. On Saturday, your intuition becomes sharper than logic, clearer than emotion, louder than fear. You may feel a sudden knowing, a sudden pull, a sudden clarity. Don't analyze it. Don't overthink it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Intuition is a spiritual language, not a mental equation. And on this day, doubting it could delay what's trying to reach you. Second, do not react in anger. Your words on Saturday will carry tenfold energy. A single sentence spoken in frustration could ripple further than you intend. This is the day to breathe before responding, to choose silence over reaction, to let your higher self answer instead of your wound. You're not avoiding conflict, you're protecting your frequency. Third, do not reconnect with the past out of loneliness. Someone or something from your past might resurface through memory, emotion, or literal message. But the old is resurfacing not to be reclaimed, but to be recognized as complete. If you reach for the past, you'll step into an old timeline. If you let it float by, you step into a new one. Fourth, do not compare your journey, not on this day. Comparison is the quickest way to lower your vibration. Your path is accelerating. Your timeline is unique. Your transformation is sacred. Looking sideways slows the energy flowing toward you. Fifth, do not seek validation. You may feel the urge to prove yourself, explain yourself, or ask for reassurance. But Saturday is not about external approval. It's about internal alignment. Validation from others becomes noise. Validation from spirit becomes truth. Sixth, do not overgive. You might feel pulled to help someone, fix something, or pour energy into a situation that drains you. Don't. Overgiving on this day can shift your energy out of alignment, weakening the magnetism that is forming around you. Seventh, do not ignore the signs. On Saturday, the universe will be loud. A number repeated, a sudden thought, a clear message, a dream, a song lyric, a symbol. Ignoring signs forces the universe to repeat the lesson. Listening opens the door faster. These 7 are not about restriction. They are about alignment. When you avoid these patterns, you step into the clearest version of yourself. You step into the timeline where blessings land easily. But Scorpio, the deeper essence of Saturday is not about avoiding mistakes. It's about walking consciously into a new frequency. It's about letting your spirit lead instead of your fear. It's about trusting that everything you've carried is finally being rearranged in your favor. Because as you avoid these 7 misalignments, something inside you begins to shift. Saturday is the moment where a new storyline begins to unfold, not through dramatic events, but through subtle inner shifts, a realization, a release, a deep breath that feels like truth, a sudden clarity about someone's intentions, a sense of closure, a moment of gratitude, a message or confirmation arriving exactly when needed. And Scorpio, the universe wants to return what you once gave without recognition, your kindness, your patience, your loyalty, your effort, your emotional labor, your honesty, your sacrifices. These were never unnoticed, even if humans failed to see them. On Saturday, a cycle begins where what was blocked begins to open, where what was delayed begins to move, where what was lost begins to return. Not in the same form, but in the form aligned with your new energy. You may receive an unexpected message, or feel an emotional weight lift, or suddenly understand why something ended, or realize you've quietly healed beyond a past version of yourself, or feel the beginning of a new desire, a new direction, a new chapter rising inside you. This is not coincidence, this is alignment. Scorpio, this Saturday is the shift from waiting to receiving, from surviving to choosing, from hoping to embodying, from holding on to letting go, from searching for signs to becoming one. You might feel emotional on this day, but emotions are not weakness. They are transformation in motion. If tears come, let them. If silence calls, honor it. If intuition whispers, follow it. If your spirit says rest, obey it. This Saturday is your moment, not because something external is happening, but because something internal is ready. You are crossing into a timeline shaped by everything you've healed in private. The universe has watched your strength, your softness, your courage to begin again. And now, it's returning the energy you put into the world multiplied. So when Saturday arrives, move gently, move consciously, move in your truth, because destiny isn't coming, it's arriving, and this time, Scorpio, you will not miss the moment meant for you.